you really should know the best way to diagnose gout in the foot so that you can get the best treatment. There are really 5 ways to diagnose gout in the foot. 1. Physical exam by a doctor. 2. Foot x-rays. 3. Blood tests. 4. Joint fluid analysis. And 5. Cytology. When you see a podiatrist for foot pain potentially caused by gout, your doctor will ask you all about your medical history and try to find out if you have any medical conditions that put you at risk for gout. Foot x-rays are often performed by podiatrists when there's a diagnosis of gout being considered, but this is usually to look for other conditions such as fractures. Signs of gout don't usually show up unless you have had gout crystals in your joint for years, so it's not really that effective in diagnosing the gout in the first place. A blood test called serum uric acid level is one of the most commonly performed tests for gout. Unfortunately, it isn't very reliable. It only tells the doctor how much uric acid is in your bloodstream at the time the test is performed. It doesn't really tell us whether or not there are any uric acid crystals in your big toe joint actually causing the attack of gout. Joint fluid analysis is another test that doctors can perform when looking for gout. This is also known as joint aspiration or arthrocentesis. To perform this test, your podiatrist makes your foot numb with local anesthetic. He can then actually remove some of the joint fluid and actually see the clumps of uric acid crystals suspended in the fluid. It looks much like lumps of toothpaste suspended in the synovial fluid. You can see some of it here. At this point, most doctors would call this gout, but we can go one step further. Cytology is another test, and this is where a doctor actually looks at the fluid that was taken out of the joint and then examines it under a special microscope that uses polarized light. The pathologist can then determine whether the crystals are needle-shaped gout crystals or if they are rhomboid-shaped pseudogout crystals. If we see these needle-shaped crystals, we know with 100% certainty it is gout.